Okay, episode 2, Shop Talk podcast. We're back.
It feels like it's been a while.
We're very, very, very excited.
That sounded very fake, Kyle. What the fuck?
I did have a blast last time. The first time was so much fun that I actually am excited. I just don't show emotion very well.
Dude, the people loved it.
I know. I got so many DMs. Shout out to whoever DM me. You know.
You even asked people not to DM you.
Yeah, dude.
True, you did. What the hell?
It's hard being this famous now.
So, episode 2, we have our first call-in guest, Dustin Dorn, Skidoo racer, IRONDOG racer. We'll be calling Dustin here in a second, but I wrote down some analytics from episode 1, just because you guys don't see that side of YouTube. We're at 350 views right now, which is, I thought it was about where it would be. 63 total watch hours.
That's pretty cool.
People have spent 63 hours watching us. So shout out to everybody watching it. The average view duration, 12 minutes. But that's just, I don't know how they come up with that number, but.
It's just an average.
And whoever watched episode 1, 60% were not subscribed. So if you found yourself coming back to episode 2, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It's free. It's totally free.
Why are you doing that? Like every other YouTuber.
Yeah, next, what are our sponsors?
Yeah. Yep.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah, Manscaped.
We reached USA, Canada, and Finland.
Oh,
We
yeah.
made it all the way to Finland.
Okay.
On Spotify.
There's some good snowcrossers coming from Finland.
There for sure is, yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Big snowmobile community in Finland?
Huge.
You should see some of the old school Arctic Cats that are racing in Finland now. It's pretty legit.
Yeah. And we're now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts too. So I'll have those links. If you don't care to watch us and you just care to listen,
Spotify.
Apple. Anything else to add to the intro before we give Dustin a call here? Sorry. When you guys watched episode 1 back, what'd you think?
I talked too slow. That's all I thought.
I interrupted too much.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it because I was intrigued throughout the whole episode, even though I did it.
Even though you're part of the conversation, listening to it back, it's like, God, I forgot about we talked about
guys
that.
like the same stuff that I did.
And it's weird listening to it back that you're listening to it back and you're having second thoughts like, oh man, I could have told that story, or I could have told a story there.
Yep,
Yeah, why'd I say that? God damn it.
Bro, my favorite part was Brody when we were talking about the random stuff at Heydays. He's like, how about an old musket?
I wanted to buy that old musket. I didn't want to carry it around all day though.
Okay, well, we'll give Dustin Dorn a call here, our first ever call in. It's been kind of a work in progress to get this going, but yeah, here we go. Ring Dustin Dorn up. He's all the way down in Rochester.
Is that where it is?
Yep, right by Millville.
Long distance.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey.
Dustin Dorn, Shop Talk podcast, episode 2.
Big D.
Perfect.
We're live.
How's it going? Oh, we are perfect.
Yep.
How's it going, guys?
This is
Going
actually
good.
live. It's going good.
Awesome.
So I wrote
I
down-
figured I had to.
Sorry.
What was
Sorry.
that? I figured I had to get down to my dad's shop to look at an old MXZ X440 while we were talking about
That is
floods
on
and everything else. So.
That is on my list for sure. So listen to these stats of Dustin's. He's had quite the career. Like, I think kind of underrated. 2017 semi-pro improved champion. 2017 semi-pro stock second place, but also most improved driver. Dustin, how do you feel about most improved driver? Do you think that's kind of a shade at 2016?
Yeah. I mean, it's a really cool reward.
How long have you guys been doing it?
We started in 2010. So since then, what is that, 13? So this will be our 14th year now. So, yeah, I mean, at that point, I was already like 6 years in or 7 years in. And they're like, oh, you're most improved driver. I was like, well, that's an awesome award to get. But was I really that bad last year?
And then moving up, Dustin, 2020 semi-pro stock and improved champ. To tell you the truth, Dustin, I actually forgot about that. When I was looking back at that, I was like, no freaking way.
He was the actual champ?
Yeah, champion in both classes.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
It's news to me. Sorry, no shade.
Oh, no, that's all right. No, that year actually, I don't know. I just had a really consistent year. I actually didn't win a semi-pro stock race that whole year, but I was there every weekend and close to the podium or on the podium. So the sled ran awesome all year, and I was in great shape, and everything worked out good for me. So that was a really good year.
I gave you that win in Nadawash in the semi-pro improved class. I know that for sure.
I don't know if that was a given. I think that was an old sled running on an old belt that happened to give out.
Thinking back of that, I think we were coming up on, I think Cale Ansu, because you were a couple sled lengths behind me, and I think we were coming up on Cale, and he kind of pulled off the racing line to kind of let me go by. And he looks back, and then about like 5 seconds later, we're exactly the same distance apart. He looks back again, and I give him one of these because I could hear my belt starting to go. So I just give him the gesture of, I don't know. And then Dustin went by just laughing.
Oh yeah, I was having a great time after that.
So yeah, that worked out good for you and Vince. That was Vince's first semi-pro podium too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was good for him for sure.
Yep. And also for Dustin, 2022 IRONDOG finisher.
And that's something
insane.
in itself.
Yeah.
How many miles?
Yeah, it's 2,500 miles. So I guess in perspective of the lower 48 would be from New York City to Las Vegas, Nevada. So.
Oh my God.
In blizzard conditions and in some pretty cold temperatures at times. So yeah, it's a heck of a race.
So yeah, the news kind of broke down at Heydays, Dustin, that you and your brother Dylan are actually doing the IRONDOG again. So you guys came in 13th in 2022. How come you guys didn't do it last year?
I think we were both just kind of on the fence of doing it. We kind of needed a break. Yeah, it's a very expensive race, so doing it 2 years in a row. I had already done it 2 years in a row, 1 year with Jacob Dale and then the year with Dylan. So I was ready to not spend the money and spend the time, preparing and going up there and all of that. And Dylan was definitely satisfied with the 13th. And then after watching the race start last year, we both were on the phone like, we should be there. We got to go back.
Just got to suffer some more.
Yeah. It's such a cool race though. It's awesome. You get to see stuff that not a lot of people get to see and get to meet great people in a different part of the racing industry. So, I mean, collectively, it's just such a cool race to be a part of. And then, you're in the middle of nowhere, Alaska, riding a snowmobile. So it's really fun.
So prep for that race. Like, what all does it take to get in shape, the parts you need? I guess I would be just flabbergasted if we were going to go on a 2,500 mile race. Like, the sled has to be bulked up for sure. Like, what are you guys doing for training, sled prep? I guess it's so overwhelming, like the miles that you're going to put on. What do you do to prepare for that?
Yeah, I mean, like with the miles and the days out, it's, kind of like going camping, but your camper is a snowmobile. So that's all you get to pack your luggage on. So that makes it sort of tough, trying to cut the weight down of the sled and you have to add all this stuff on to make sure that if you do have an issue, you have the right tool or possibly the right part or at least the right gear that you can stay warm enough to work on your sled or like a tow rope to get you to the next village so you can work on it there. So it is a little bit to prepare for that way, trying to get everything to work out with the sled. And then as far as preparation for Dylan and I don't think I'm quite where I wanted to be at this point in the year because I just had another boy 4 weeks ago. So that's taken up a little bit of time. And then work in the summer is always busy. So I'm not quite where I want to be, but I think once we get a little closer to winter, it'll be a little better. And then I think the biggest thing with that race is just riding the sled a lot and hitting every bump a different way and just learning how the sled's going to react and getting the suspension perfect, getting the clutching perfect so it runs good, gets good fuel mileage, and hopefully you don't have any suspension issues throughout the race.
So, like, for this year, are you guys going to that new Gen 5 chassis?
So yeah, we'll be on the new MXZ competition model Gen 5 this year. So that's pretty exciting.
Does that kind of screw up a lot of your like the extra parts that you kind of have built for your sleds the last few years? Like you're gonna have to re-rig up like some your headlight mounts and like stuff like that, or? Yeah.
So luckily enough, we got a few guys helping us out on some of that stuff to try and get everything like the light bar brackets and the fuel tanks and stuff. I know Bobby Meany's been working on some of that stuff, and Tyler Ackelstead has talked to us a few times about like, yep, we're definitely going to have something ready, so we can definitely help you guys out on getting you guys ready. So, like I said, great people up there that are willing to help out. So that relieves a lot of stress off us going to a new chassis and kind of unknowns because we haven't rode the chassis yet.
Yeah.
But we've only heard good things, so we're pretty excited about it. And then, with those guys helping out ahead of us even getting the sleds, it kind of relieves the stress off of us.
Yeah, I'm sure Ankelstead up there in Alaska, they've already been testing them up in the mountains and the glaciers.
Yeah, I think he said at I think he said at Heydays that he's got, between him and Nick, or I don't know if it's collectively, or each of them has like 1,500 miles on the Gen 5. So they've definitely rode them.
Nice. So Dustin, coming off the 13th, what are you thinking you're going to be able to do this year? Because I know you could get into like a couple hour long stories of all the troubles that you and Dylan had. Like, I think at one point you both were like towing each other.
Yeah. I think we can do better than the last time. I really think that as long as we don't have the issues we had and the clutches getting all mangled up and blowing belts, and then blowing torsion or breaking torsion springs, taking out coolers, and Dylan towing me for 100 miles. And
how do you break a torsion spring? Because like I know for our cross country stuff, we put our sleds through a lot of abuse. I mean, we're not just dinking around, but like I've never seen a torsion spring break. So are you breaking them on like ice heaves, or what? How are they breaking up there?
I think it was more fatigue. I think our shock setup for what we had tested and what we had brought to the track, like some of our luggage was different, and maybe we weren't as I know for sure, I'll just say it right now, we weren't as prepared for that much snow, because the year before I had ran and I was like, oh yeah, it's not, the bumps are big, but they're not like 4 feet tall. And then when Dylan and I ran, it was like, oh, yep, yeah, they're 4 feet tall. So this is what those guys are talking about, how bad it can get. So I think that was just, us being not as prepared for it, not getting the time on the track for testing and everything. And then we didn't have issues until we were probably almost 1,800 miles into the race. So, for us normally on like a cross country race, you would probably have changed those out probably 500 to 800 miles before we were still riding on them. So,
yeah. So Brody, you got anything? Or you just,
I have a bunch of questions. I don't know. How do you shit out there? You just shit in the woods?
Well, luckily that never had to happen.
Okay.
I guess if you get to a checkpoint, you can ask somebody if there's a place for you to go, but otherwise you
just a random shack.
No, like you'd have to go into somebody's house.
Oh, just an actual house?
Yeah, a house or like a public school that they have there. Whatever's close to the fuel stop that they allow people to go into, or whatever. That somebody will kind of bring you over there and help you out and get you squared away on where to take your time.
Okay.
Have you ever encountered any wildlife out there? Like, have you ever seen any like moose like out in the just backcountry?
Yeah. So the first year we ran, I saw one wolf, and it was far enough away that I was like, that was cool, but this is not cool, at the same time. And then, we've seen probably 6 or 7 moose while we were racing the race.
Do you carry a gun with you?
I did the first year.
Oh, damn. Really?
And, yeah, I was a little bit nervous because I'd never been to Alaska, and I was like, I don't know, these guys are crazy or something, and I've never, I don't know what they're doing. I just see some of the animals that get shot up there, and they're way bigger than I am, so I don't feel safe. But then at the same time, I was sitting there with a Springfield XD Mod 245, and I'm like, well, if we get attacked by a pack of wolves, I'm probably not going to hit every one of them. So this probably really isn't effective to use anyway.
Is that a nice gun, Brody?
Yeah, it's a nice gun. Yeah. Springfields are nice. And it's a 45. So you could, if you did hit an animal, it would do some damage, but still try to take down a grizzly with a 45.
Yeah. Or even a moose. I mean, you're just going to make them more mad, probably.
Yeah, you're going to piss it off even more. It's going to trample you, kill you.
Yeah.
The Dohrns were up there and they were on the nature walk. They were make sure you pack some heat, pack a gun.
Yeah. Yep. So, yeah. The last year I didn't carry anything, so I think we're going to go with that route again. Hopefully, I'm not giving myself a bad juju by saying that now.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody. I haven't read that anybody's had issues during the race with an animal attack, so we'll just go off those stats.
How about like hitting animals?
I've heard a few stories. Not sure if some of them are all true or not, but I haven't heard of anybody like smoking a moose in the middle of the race.
Yeah.
I've heard of guys getting really close. I've seen some videos of guys like in their GoPros while they're doing training rounds and stuff, getting really close to hitting moose. So that would not be fun.
God, that would suck.
Yeah, Josh Davis hit a deer up in Grafton way back in like 06, 07, I think.
Oh, man.
What happened to the sled?
I
Total it?
I don't know. I remember he was telling Dad the story. He's like, I seen the deer. I wasn't letting off, though.
Yeah, just go for it.
So, Dustin, is the Iron Dog taking up all your time this year, or are we going to be able to see you at cross-country races?
I think we're gonna make an effort to get to that the Pine Lake race, the Gerald Deerdahl Memorial, to race the 440 class, depending on when the rules come out and what kind of rules they have for it.
Yeah, this is more my speed here. Like, so 97 MXZ X 440 was the second year of the exhaust valve 440, or was it the first year?
I am not positive. I believe it was the second year, but don't quote me on that.
Okay. That's a powerhouse of a little engine. And if you do bring it up for Pine Lake, that would be the first Skidoo entry in that class. There was no Skidoos out there last year. And we'd all be pumped to see it.
Yeah, so that was kind of our plan, because it was, we sat at home last year for Pine Lake, and we were kind of watching that, and the class is so cool to bring them old sleds back out, the old snowcross sleds, and put them back on the ice and see what happens. That's just such a cool thing to do. And Dylan and I were like, we should go find one of them. And of course, they're slightly hard to find. So luckily, Gunner sent me a Facebook Marketplace ad for this one, and I was like, all right, well, I guess we better get going and go get it.
I fucking love searching Facebook Marketplace.
Ain't it addicting?
Oh my God.
Like, it's so bad for my mental health.
Jesus Christ. Just all the shit you can't buy. Just you wish you could.
Yep. Yeah. So I seen that right away, and I said, because me and Dustin had talked about it at Heyday, so I sent it to him right away. And sure enough, a day later, he sends me a picture of one. He's like, "Is that the one I sent you?" Yep.
Oh, funny.
Yep. And it's a machine. I tell you what, it's cool, but somebody definitely abused it.
Oh, it's not a nice one?
It's nice, but it needs a little bit. It's good race shape. I'm not going to feel bad if it happens to take a tumble.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But the tunnel's like perfect, so hopefully the tumble's not that bad, because the tunnel is like great.
How many miles were on that one?
To be honest with you, I don't even remember. I didn't really look into that.
Oh, but are you doing a full tear down on it, or are you doing like just bearings, or?
Well, I think we're just going to go full open mod.
You might as well. That's what we did on the ZR 440 last year. We got away with it.
Yeah.
That's what you do on all your sleds, Gunner.
Just cheat.
I could tell by the first straightaway Gunner was cheating. I would fucking get
I bet.
and Gunner would pull away. It'd break my heart, but it.
No, they checked bore and stroke right there in front of everybody. It passed.
Yeah, I'm sure you didn't.
Them ports were chrome.
Yeah. I'm sure Gunner didn't have a couple $100 in his pocket. Can't disqualify the local guy.
Yeah. No, you should have seen Kyle should have gotten third there, but you blew a belt.
Blue belt. Yeah, we were having problems with that all.
I had never seen Kyle so mad.
He was fired
in
up.
the podium area. He was the maddest I've ever seen him.
Just shaking his finger.
Yep,
everywhere.
Right at Matt Field.
Yep, that
Right
should have
at
been
Matt
me.
Field.
That should be me.
No, Matt did good. I love
But you were in third when the belt blew.
Yeah. Third on the back stretch, coming through the cattails or whatever, back in the back course, and belt popped, and I didn't think I was that strong, but the belt was tangled up in the clutches, and I just freaking grabbed it, and the whole side of the machine damn near flipped over. I ripped it off so fast, and I put a new one on there as fast as I could, and I ended up taking fifth, but. Yeah, that's a wah wah wah.
Yeah.
Kick in the nuts.
So Dustin, if you're bringing the 440 up here, you might as well bring the 600 and race pro too.
Oh, we'll see about that.
I mean, it'd be great IRONDOG prep.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, lowered down cross-country race sled with 200 ticks in it is like not even close. Might as well just ride crotch rockets in the summer and say I'm preparing for racing. Yeah, I like the ice races, but unfortunately we just haven't had the best luck sometimes with them. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to risk it. So
is that what it is? Is it the luck, or you guys just have never jived with the ice? Like,
I don't know. I think it's a little bit of location. You know, down here we got, still in Minnesota, but unfortunately there's like one lake within 20 miles of us. So, and they don't freeze up till late. Obviously trying to jump on a private, or not a private lake, but like any lake around here, you're probably going to get heckled a little bit, or a nice state vehicle is going to pull in and see what you're doing. So, I mean, without having it super accessible, it's always been tough for us to kind of get up and get, testing everything. We've spent, some time up at Pine Lake testing a few weekends before the race and had some success with it, but it's, with IRONDOG, I just think setting up a sled for ice might be just a little too much of the expensive in the wrong direction.
Sure. I mean, yeah, it is expensive, especially when you're starting to put money into an old 440 that you weren't really expecting to start dumping money into too. Yeah,
that's my dad's baby. He's interested in that because that's his era of racing. So he's like, all right, I can take a hold of this one.
Well, if they do want some older gentlemen out there racing, is Rick prepared to jump on it?
I asked him. I said, how ready are you to get in shape? And he just, I don't even think he said yes or no. I think he just turned his head and walked away.
That's a man with some knowledge.
Yeah, you should hear whenever Rick and Dad get together at like races or anywhere they meet each other. It's just late 90s stories.
Oh,
just the whole time.
Yeah.
Before we were born. Well, before I was born.
Yeah.
Late 90s stories and a couple of McGoldens down, and they'll really get talking.
Oh, I have a blast every time I talk to him. I don't even think he knows who I am, but every time I talk to him, it's a blast because he's right up my alley with that old 90s stuff. That's prime snowmobile area for me. Like, that's what I love. And that's what I like to see is like this Skidoo coming up now is going to be pretty freaking sweet.
Dustin, do you know Kyle?
Yeah, do you know who the third guy is?
Oh, here we go. Yeah, I figured that was coming. From what I heard, nobody knows Kyle.
No.
We barely know him.
A million people don't know who Kyle is.
I've lived in the shadows.
Yeah, he just pulls up with a vintage sled and goes and races and disappears.
Freebird just blaring in the background.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll take that first place trophy and I'm going to head out.
Yep. Yeah, we've met a few times, but I mean, if like I was telling Gunner before, I was like, if we were like somewhere out of our element, like down at Spring Creek Nationals in Millville, and you walk past me at a concession stand, I probably wouldn't be like, oh, hey, Kyle, what's up?
Yeah, exactly.
You wouldn't be expecting to see each other there. So.
And that's how I am with everybody. I don't.
Everyone does that, even my family.
Yeah.
I think we keep rolling these episodes out, Kyle. Though you're going to be known.
I don't need the popularity.
Everybody's going to know
Everybody's
who Kyle
going to be
is.
asking my secrets, and I got plenty of them. Okay.
So, Dustin, you kind of touched on the cost of the IRONDOG, which is something that I wanted to just talk about, because just the cost of snowmobile racing in general is getting outrageous. Like, so it's you can look it up. The cost of the entry fee for the ARONDOG is $3,800.
Unreal.
But
It's wild.
thinking of it, like the cost to do like our I-500 around here is damn near $1,000. And so you're getting about, 5 times the amount of miles in. So it kind of equals out there a little bit, but
Yeah, I mean, if you figure it as, $1 a mile to race a snowmobile, you're already at $2,500 right there, with your fuel and oil paid for. So really your entry fee is only $1,500 the way I see it, with the fuel and oil all into that entry fee. So it is expensive as like a bulk, but you think of a guy that, goes to Michigan and puts on, 2,000-3,000 miles a year, he's spending not probably close to that, by the time he gets hotel rooms and then gets fuel in his sled. And, it's not super expensive considering the mileage and the fuel and all that into it. So
for sure. I mean, like you're doing a 2,500 mile race, and I know there's teams that spend well above that just for like the Sioux, just for one day race.
But yeah, that's a good way to look at it though. Just, 1 mile, $1.
Yeah.
Put it in that perspective. That's a good way to look at it.
yeah, because I don't even know what fuel would be in rural Alaska, but I would assume it'd be somewhere near $6 a gallon, and you're at maybe 6 miles to a gallon, unless you have a miracle going on. So,
but like for you guys, like it's just I mean, you have a lot of people helping you guys out, but just the added expense of being down here in the lower United States, that you got to get your stuff shipped up to Alaska even too. And you guys got to fly up there, and it's how can they get more northern, or like what the heck?
What are you trying to say? More people to
more
race,
non-Alaskans to race the race.
I don't know. I think with, a few of us going up with like Jacob and Leo last year, and then there's a team from Hayward, Wisconsin that's heading up this year, and a few other guys from other states that have gone and raced it. I think as more guys keep doing it, and I know guys have done it in the past too, but I think if we just, a few more guys just keep doing it, I think maybe it'll open some doors. And I know like IRONDOG's already got with Alaska Airlines offering discounts on flights for racers in the lower 48. So that's really awesome that they're doing that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Are Jacob and Leah racing it again? I don't see their name on the early bird entries.
I don't believe so. The sign-up's not over. So I don't believe so, but I'm not going to speak for them. So.
Oh, sure. But do you know these guys from Hayward, the Trent Johnson and Cole Sabin?
I don't know him personally. I think Dylan's talked to him a few times about some stuff, just back and forth. But yeah, I don't actually know him personally, which is odd because our dad has a cabin like 30 miles from there.
Yeah,
so.
that was why I was asking to see if you knew them from that area at all, or I've never seen their names like at like a snowmobile race around here at all. So
no, and I believe they ran the expedition class last year, and they finished that. So that's even a feat on its own to make it to Nome. So I think they probably know what they're getting into. They're definitely ready for the year.
Heck yeah. No, it's a lot of Alaskans on this list. You even got one Californian, David Wagner.
That's pretty cool.
Yep, David Wagner. So he's the one that when I broke my torsion spring, so we broke it, and you guys won't probably know where I'm talking, but you might be able to look on a map. So we left Poor Man, and we probably got 20 miles out of there heading back to Ophir.
Oh yeah, I know exactly where you are.
Yep. So I broke a torsion spring, and it went through the cooler, and me and Dylan are like, what are we going to do now? Like, there's nothing we can do. I'm like, well, you might as well hook up and we'll head to Ophir. And if anybody that is raced in IRONDOG listens to this, they're going to know that that's like the worst part of the track. That is, there is other bad spots, but it's terrible. And then we get on the river, and I'm like, oh, the river's going to be awesome. Well, it was warm, so the river's got 6 inches of water on it, so I'm just getting soaked the whole time. And then we get to Ophir, and they're like, we're trying to figure out like, well, what can we do here? And the guy that was manning the fuel island's like, yeah, I can tow your sled back. And I'm like, well, then what am I going to do? Well, you'd have to ride on the back of your brother's sled. And I'm like, well, I'm not doing that. There's no way in hell I'm doing that. So we might as well sit on my sled, tie the rope, and we couldn't we had to go out of the fuel stop under power of our own machine. So I had to start my sled up, get out of the fuel stop, and then you had to hook me back up and take off. So then we made it to McGrath after that, which is a little bit smoother, but it's up and down hills. So when we got up to a steep hill, I had to start my sled, help him get up the hill, and then shut it off quick to get back down the hill. So this is where David Wagner comes back in. So we make it into McGrath, and Dylan and I are like, we're beat. We're like, no, this isn't going to work. You know, we got nothing to fix this. There's a huge hole in my cooler. And David Wagner runs out of the hotel in McGrath, and he goes, hey, guys, don't cut out of the race. I got exactly what you need. And he's got one of them JB Weld steel sticks with him. And I'm like, no way is this going to work. And so we borrowed it from him, and it ended up working. So
really,
yeah. So that was sweet.
Was it did a stud go through it, or what size hole was it? What kind of?
The torsion spring broke and went through it. So the end of the torsion spring came and swung around and went through, actually punctured through the track. And as the track rotated, it ripped a hole in it on its way around.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Talk about bad fucking luck.
Yeah. Yeah. We were in a bad mood after that. We did not think we were going to finish the race. And then luckily,
some
for
JB Weld.
a few people, yeah, for some JB Weld, and then Dietrich Nikolai, he had a shop there that he offered us to come into, and while we were on time, we had to ride out, go into his shop, dry my sled out, warm it up with the torch he had there, work on everything, and got it patched back up, and then you guys know there's cure time on that stuff, so we were under time, so we just pulled it out back into the cold, drove it back, shut it off as fast as we could. Took another hour. I think, we took an hour layover and sat there. And we're like, well, hopefully it holds. We jumped on and drove the whole way back.
You're just eyeing the temperature gauge the whole time.
Yeah. I never stopped looking at it.
Oh gosh.
But it held up. The sled still has antifreeze in it, and I do not think I'm going to put a tunnel on it just because of that story.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I'd keep that in there.
Yeah, that's a Hall of Fame machine right there.
Yeah, until my wife is riding it down the trail one day and the thing breaks a leak loose, and I almost get a divorce over that. That'll be great.
But hey, that's even it adds to the story.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. You should see this headache this sled's giving me. Yeah.
So what about I don't totally understand your layover situation. So last year, I think the guys won the race in 52 hours, I think it was.
Yep.
Does that sound about right?
Yeah, it sounds about right. I guess I didn't even look at what the actual finish time was.
Yeah, I think that was the finishing time. So when you're talking about taking layovers for a repair, so you take off on your first day and you drive a couple hundred miles or something?
Yeah, I think it's it's almost 400 miles from Big Lake to McGrath. It's kind of the traditional first day that everybody takes. Because after McGrath, you hit the Ophir to Poor Man, where both of those aren't actually towns. They're just hunting cabins in the woods. So you can't really stay at them. So you kind of got to plan accordingly to that. And then from there, the first day is McGrath, and everybody takes usually a decent layover because you get there, or the top teams will get there a little earlier, so they have time that they can just take, a 12-hour layover and then go back out in the sunlight again.
Yeah, because that's what I kind of question, because sometimes they get spread out throughout the whole day. This team took off 2 hours earlier than everybody else, and then it kind of throws me watching it kind of throws me off of oh wow, they're way out ahead.
Yep. So yeah, I guess when you come into one of the communities, you park, and then a guy will come up to you and say, what do you want to declare your layover as? And at that point, you have to tell them, but you have to have everything off of your sled that you're going to bring in with you. You can't touch your sled if you're off time at all. So you pull in, grab everything, throw it on the ground quick, and then turn to the guy, tell him, I need 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours, whatever it might be. And then you're off time until that time starts back up. And I believe you could change it one time. You could extend it once, but after that, you were stuck to it.
Really? So is there a certain amount of layover time you have to take, or how do you declare that?
Yeah, I forget what it was, but yeah, there is a certain amount that you have to take northbound and southbound.
Oh, I see.
So is there a minimum you can take? Like, what's the least amount of time you can take? Can you just constantly race, push?
You have to take so much time. I think southbound was like 30 hours or something that you had to take. And that's another one of them that I'm not sure. And that's a rule that changes quite a bit. And I know now this year, last year probably changed. I'd have to look back at the rules because now they go to Kotzebue and then to Nome. And then from Nome, head back southbound. So I'm not really sure what the layover requirements would be this year. So I'd have to look into that before we get to the race. So. Okay.
And, God, I just had a question. Oh, does the layover time like get taken out of your total time, or like what, or you're just like stopping a stopwatch basically?
Yeah, pretty much like stopping a stopwatch. Okay. So yeah, that's the 52 hours that Nick and Tyler had that was all on course time.
Yeah, that's total racing or fixing on the track. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, total racing and repairs.
Sorry, I just got all these questions for him. So Dustin, you and your brother are some of the top pros in the ditch, like in the Minnesota, Wisconsin series we have down here. So you know what it takes to go wide open into the ditches down here. How fast are those guys going up there? Like for Ankelstead and his partner to win, are they going like Herfindahl I-500 pace or are you? Is it slower a little bit?
I would say maybe for the length of the race, it's probably a little slower, but I would be interested to see if Nick or Tyler came down and raced, or one of our, like Zach or Dan Reving, or one of, Aaron Christensen or Justin Tate went up and actually raced against one of those guys up there. I'd be very curious to see how it would go, because they are really good snowmobile riders, like crazy good.
Yeah.
And just super smooth, super fast. And it's kind of fun to watch, actually.
That was what I was wondering, if the pace was just a little different than like the 100-mile sprint races that we have down here that they do compared to a 2,500-mile endurance race.
Yeah. We're doing 400 miles a day.
Yeah, I think it is slightly, but I think that, I don't know, it takes a lot to get in the top 5 of the IRONDOG race. I mean, those guys they're gunning for it. I don't think they're holding back at all. I definitely think that they know their limits, and they're definitely right at the edge, if not pushing them. And every mile of that race.
Yeah. And they're all from there, and they all ride the actual race trail. Like, they probably have more miles on the racetrack than everybody else does, even just thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, they have a ton of miles on, and I know a lot of racers go out and they help deliver fuel to the more remote checkpoints of the race, and then there's a lot of the guys who go out and, well, they actually have to break trail before the race comes because there's so much snow and it's hard to navigate through, so they'll break trail before the race. So those guys do spend a lot of time pretty much married to that racetrack before the race happens. So.
And is it like just a snowmobile track that you're following, or like, I know you guys have the GPSs on your dashboard. Like, is there an actual track that you're on, or what if you veer off of that?
Well, it depends where you're at. So like some areas will change. So we had GPS tracks that Dylan and I had in our GPSs. So we follow those for the most part, but there's a lot of different little changes that happen between years that maybe one spot's not passable this year. So there's some spots where you're not exactly on your on the trail of your GPS, but for the most part, after like Ruby, I would say it's pretty straightforward for the most part until you get out to like the coast area, and then who knows? It just depends on the year of the day really out there, what happens with the water or the sea ice, if it's there or if it went out to sea, or how the overland trail is, or if there's another overland trail that's better than the one you're on, or, whatever. So I guess you really don't know that until race day. But other than that, the GPS is probably going to steer you in the right direction. I'd say like 75 to 80% of the time.
Jesus Christ. It's not very good.
This may or may not be the fast line, but it's what we're going with.
Yeah. Yeah. So and you can see the nice thing with the GPS, if you do get caught in like a blizzard or a snowstorm, you can't see anything up there. Cause like leaving Nome, there's no real structures or anything. It's like ocean and then land. And unfortunately, ice and land are all white. and you got white snow blowing in, and it's like, well, I can't see shit. So we're just going to zoom in on our GPS, and hopefully it takes us in the right direction, and we don't go somewhere we don't want to go.
Yeah, because the reason I asked that is because when me and Mandy went up to the IRONDOG in 2021, and when Dustin and Jacob raced it, I actually got to sit in on the drivers meeting. So that was pretty cool. I thought that was kind of neat for me. And there was one team that was asking like, "Hey, can we cut this corner at this spot? Like, is this available to go here?" And then I know like a bunch of people were kind of side eyeing them, like, what are they planning? Where are they planning on
they're
going?
already talking about what happens when we cut the course. Yeah.
Yep.
So like,
And then there's me and Jacob, like, where'd you say that was again?
because yeah, these guys know it's the Alaska backwoods, but they know it. Like,
Yeah.
they know it.
Well, yeah.
It'd be like if we went to the woods in mom and dad's house.
Yeah. Just at a small, very small portion of woods.
Yeah, we'll have like a 1.5 mile race.
Yeah, like I could
Scaling is a lot smaller.
I could probably lay out the Pine Lake track with a pen and paper. I could be like, "Yep, this is how it's laid out."
And don't you think that's an advantage, Gunner?
Well, I'll draw you the same map if you want.
And it's accurate
it
to like 75-80% of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess I should ask you a question. Do you think that you have an advantage at Pine Lake because you live at Pine Lake?
For sure.
100%, yeah.
100% it is an advantage of being that close. Like, I get to sleep in my own bed where you got to sleep in the trailer. Other people got to stay at motels. Like, I freaking hate staying at a hotel for a race. It just throws my whole weekend off. It just doesn't flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you always have to get up earlier and show up, or you get up earlier in the hotel, get back to the track, and it's that same. I guess I should start at the night. You go to bed and you're sitting there going, "Oh, I should have done this to my sled." Well, now you're 20 miles away from your sled. Now you have to do that in the morning when you get to the track. So you're already stressed out. You're not getting sleep.
Yeah, like to where everybody at Pine Lake is working on their sleds and their trailers, and me and Dad trailer back home and work on them in the garage.
Yeah.
I mean,
the nice heated garage with every single tool.
Yeah.
Everything you need is all right there.
Because everywhere else we go, we don't have the luxury of having the nice heated enclosed trailer.
You had to work on that old Yamacat you had. What is that? A 2015?
Yep, 2015.
You actually had to do some work on that thing, huh?
Oh, for sure. I can't remember what I did. Maybe Hyfax, but the whole people are gonna be surprised about this. The whole race weekend, Pro Open, Pro Stock, same set of brake pads.
Yep.
Qualifiers,
and two sets of chassis.
Yep. It took. I got through it on the set of brake pads, but it took two chassis to do it.
Yeah, one set of brake pads and two sleds.
You might have to write that down this year. The JB Weld trick.
Yeah,
Keep some of that.
With Kraken heat exchangers, we've thought of every single little trick people have said, like, "Oh, put pepper in the antifreeze, or put this anti-leak in your antifreeze." But it's like, if that's
None of
gonna
it worked.
plug a leak, what is it doing inside your motor? Like,
Yeah.
it's Yeah, like you got to imagine, Dustin, it's not flowing very good. If it can clog a hole, it's probably not flowing very good through your motor.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'd do that.
No. So yeah, you just got to risk it for the biscuit, I guess.
Yeah, that, and I don't think pepper is going to stop your sled from breaking in half and cracking the heat exchanger either. There's quite a bit of flexibility in that thing if you're riding it on ice and you're cracking heat exchangers.
Well, now the new one, we got a new one, so
It's solid now.
yeah, this one is solid,
Ready to break.
Which also, like, I know people talk about like the flex of dirt bikes. Like, dirt bikes have a certain flex to the frame once they're broke in. I swear that this sled was so used and worn out that it had a flex characteristic of it that it didn't when it was new.
I believe it.
I totally believe it too.
How many ice miles are on that thing?
You assumed it was worn out? How many miles are on that old pig?
7,600 miles on it right now.
Of just hard race miles, basically.
I would say probably.
I'd go trade it in at the dealer.
The chassis is so cracked up, they would just laugh at me.
Yeah, they give you like $7.
Yeah. No,
Here's a pack of gum for your loss.
You could keep the sled too.
yeah. Here's $7. Get it the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I would say 5,000 miles or ice miles.
Yeah.
I'd say.
All rigid miles.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And it's not easy miles by any means.
Yeah, that's crazy. I couldn't imagine riding the sled that long. Like the same sled
But I think
that many years in a row, and it's staying together and everything. I know you guys did the proper maintenance and everything on it, but it's like, wow. I've seen our sleds after a year, and it's like, well, some of these are bad. I guess for resale value, maybe I should state that differently. Our sleds are great when we're done with them. If anybody wants to buy one, give us a call.
Do you got any left over from last year still?
I'd say it's the typical. I don't. Dylan does.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Dylan probably has sleds from 2015 still.
A couple.
Does he have a yellow and orange one still?
Yep. Yeah, he's got one of those. He's got I shouldn't even list them off. I think he's got 3 2014s, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
He's got a 2015. He's got a 2017. He's got a 2019. Not sure if he has any 2020s left, but I know he has a 21 left.
And the RS too.
Yep, in the RS. I forget what year that is. I think it's a 2019. His RS.
Oh.
So he's got a few.
Just hoarding them, or like what? He just looks at them all, polishes them up.
I don't know. Honestly, I guess I can't explain it for him. I'm like, no, I'm done with that thing. I'm ready for the next one. He likes keeping them, so I don't really know.
Huh. Well, one day he'll be able to have a hell of an auction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Every sled tells a story, I suppose. So he'll be able to tell a pretty good story.
Yeah, because he's still got IQRs even too, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't even know how many of them he has.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there's not as many IQRs as there is Skidoos, but there's a few laying around in one of the trailers somewhere.
So, what would you say your best Skidoo sled has been so far? I mean, I know you were on that XRS chassis from probably like 2016 to, what was it, 2019?
Yeah, it was 2015 or technically 2014. We were on the RS, which would be the XS chassis, and then that ran all the way up to 2018 was our last year on those, and then that was that year they came out with the 18.5 Gen 4 600.
Oh yeah, that all yellow one that you guys bought.
Yep,
that
one. And then 2019 was the first year of us having the race sled. Gen 4, and I really like the Gen 4. My 2020, like you said before, that sled was fast. I definitely had a little advantage that year. That sled, for some reason, was just fast right out of the box.
Yeah.
And then last year, I really like our 137s. We struggled a little bit, trying to, with a little bit of change of a longer suspension and everything, and we struggled a little bit getting it set up. But I really like how they handle and just how they suck up the little chatter bumps so easily, and it just floats across. It's effortless almost compared to, like the 129-inch rear skid was like, maybe I need to sit further back on the seat, and then you break the seat base out of the back of the seat because you're just holding on for dear life.
Jesus.
So it was nice to change that 137 and have a little smoother ride. So with that being said, now the Gen 5 with the 137 is like, all right, I just want this thing in my garage so I can look at it.
What about and my short-lived Skidoo career in 2015, what about the 121s they sent us that year? What are your thoughts on that?
The 120s, I think they were fast for the ice racing stuff, and like maybe Park Rapids are good sleds for stuff like that, like with the woods racing.
Yep.
But I don't know, that short track in the ditch up, around Thief River and stuff, it's like, I don't know. It was kind of sketchy in some spots.
Yeah, that grinded my gears when halfway through the year there, they came out with the IRONDOG edition there, and it was a 129. So it was like, you guys couldn't have gave us that sled for the race sled?
Yeah, and I don't know what the whole deal with that was. I mean, that was a sweet sled. It would have been awesome to have. But,
yeah, because it already
luckily the next year we had those sleds, so, that was nice.
Yep. Yeah, I had moved on. Four-stroke
Yep.
Four-stroke life.
Yep, for the win.
Yep. Rode one sled ever since.
Yeah, well, it's a good one.
Same motor ever since, but different brands.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't want to give away your cheater motor.
No, that's what people don't know is I've carried it from sled to sled.
Slopping it out.
Motor itself has 29,000 miles on it.
Just running like a top.
Yeah.
Yep, never been rebuilt.
No, checked the valve clearance last year, and I was like, yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, good enough.
So yeah, Dustin. So we covered the 440. Yeah, that was at the top of my list. We kind of skimmed over that, but yeah, I had the IRONDOG, and then the cross country stuff. So IRONDOG this year, and then cross country stuff after it, or do you kind of want to do like a cross country race to kind of get some preparation under your belt?
I don't know. So last time when Dylan and I raced IRONDOG, of course was like, yep, I want to race cross country and get some seat time in competition. And I crashed in Park Rapids and got ran over by my sled and cut my leg open 3 days before the IRONDOG race and sat in the hospital bed like, wow, I'm a fucking idiot right now.
I remember that.
Yep.
Wasn't it? It was internal and external stitches.
Yeah, I had stitches I think I had 20 stitches on the inside and then 41 staples on the outside of my leg.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
How did it happen?
Yeah. So I was coming around a corner in the woods and I knew that my sled felt loose already. So I had that already like in the back of my head, like this is going to go bad. Cause I knew this ice road was coming up. We like went out and spotted it the night before because somebody mentioned like, hey, go check out that ice road because it's really sketchy. So we went out there, looked at it. I knew it was coming up, but my sled already felt loose, and I'm like, I'm not excited for this at all. But it felt good, like loose but good. Like I was flowing pretty good, and then I came up around like I was on the ice road, came up over a little hill that shot to the right, just a little jag, and there was a guy that was kind of stuck in my exit route for when I blew the corner. He already did the same thing I was going to do, and I just kind of panicked and just tapped the brake. Sled turned sideways, rolled over. I didn't think that I was messed up that bad. I helped him get his sled out. And then actually it was Paul Brown was the one that was in front of me. I helped him get his sled out and I was like complaining about my leg. And he's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I think I'm just fine. Let's get your sled out of here so you can keep going. And then went back to my sled, rolled my sled back over. And then Aiden Leonard, one of our good friends from Lake City down here, he was racing semi-pro and he almost hit me. And he tipped his sled over. So I helped him flip his sled up and he's like, come on, let's go. I'm like, yeah, all right, let's go. I got back on my sled and my brake reservoir was broke off. And I was like, no, I can't go. Like, I'm waving him to go ahead.
No go.
Didn't think anything was really that bad. And then I was stopped. Oh, when we got back to the road and I was talking to a local. I'm like, oh, looks like I got a little rip in my pants. Whatever.
I'm also getting lightheaded. Weird.
Yeah. Yeah, a little, way too much adrenaline going on. And then I got in the truck with my dad and we were going to go watch Dylan finish the race. And I just happened to be like, you know what? What's going on there? So I kind of reached my hand down and my whole hand was just blood. And I was like, all right, you might as well turn around. We got to go to a hospital. I got something going on with my leg right now.
Oh my gosh. No idea you had your leg was just bleeding out.
Yeah. Yeah, it was straight. And then, like I said, it was 3 weeks before the IRONDOG race. It was the week before we were flying up to go do some test runs. So that was definitely not an enjoyable little amount of time there for me.
You're just sending it in the woods just for practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you were trying to race. I mean,
yeah, I mean, you're trying to race, but I don't know, you want to do well too. Like you want to, you're there to kind of practice, get yourself in shape and, you don't want to get hurt. So you're kind of checking up for things you might not normally check up for, but you still want to do good. So you are kind of pushing it, but yeah, that just, that one I didn't think was going to go that way. I'll just leave it at that.
Oofda. Oh, that is one thing I want to stay away from is the track with studs in it.
That is a sketchy feeling.
But you never think you're going to get hurt until it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd think after putting all them sharp things in there that they'd never hit you. They're on the bottom side, you're on the top side. Your sled's never going to roll over and catch you.
No. Like when we watched at the Sioux the opening lap when that Town brother got sucked under his Tate sled.
That was very sketchy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's
If you haven't seen
That was bad.
the picture of that guy's helmet, oh my God, he was lucky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
But hey, that's the cost of doing business.
Yeah, it's the cost of doing business that you don't make any money doing if you just have fun doing it.
Yeah,
All for the love of the game.
You get a lot of cool stories that way.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, cool stories, cool scars, and you make a podcast out of it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we just brought it up on the podcast, so it was,
It's going viral.
Yeah.
huh?
So yeah, with that, so I guess back to where we were going there is I don't think I'm going to be doing much cross country before the IRONDOG race. I'll see how I feel kind of as we get to that point. Like if I'm like just getting the itch and I got to go out and do it, I'm obviously going to probably take it a little easier than the last time. But otherwise, I think we'll be back at cross country racing afterwards.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Cool.
Do you have any?
Depending on how it goes. If I come home from the race and I just am pissed off at snowmobiling and don't want to touch a snowmobile again, I probably won't be racing much cross country. But if it goes well, I'll probably want to race again.
Yeah. Oh man, I just had a question and I lost it.
No, sorry about that.
Any plans of ever going to the Sioux?
I would like to.
Yeah. Oh.
Dylan loves it, and he rides pretty decent there. So I'd like to. It's I just really don't know how to like get into like building a sled. It's just a whole nother world of racing.
And a whole lot more money too.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. I mean, that's.
Sorry. Would you like to do it yourself, or would you like to like get on like a team?
I think with my short resume of racing ovals, I don't think I'd get on with a team anyway. But
I don't know. I got a resume here that freaking sounds pretty damn good. I mean, semi-pro champ.
Most improved rider.
Yeah, that sounds like somebody peaked in high school.
Yeah. The 2020 semi-pro stock and improved champion though, that is like, I mean, I only have 3 semi-pro wins to my name, and you're a champion.
Yeah. I mean, it's sweet, but also it's semi-pro. The pro class is a whole different animal. And the Sioux, that's a whole different animal too, because then you got oval guys in there that are, racing there that are, and they're just crazy too. So it's like, I mean, I'd like to do it. I just think there's a lot better riders out there for an oval race than somebody picking me up as their option. But you never know, maybe someday. But otherwise, us putting a team together would also be an option too.
Yeah. Well, I'd say after this podcast goes out, I'm sure you'll be getting a call.
Yeah. The problem is you got the Sioux, and then the cross country 500, and then like the week before IRONDOG is the cross country 500. So everything is just boom, boom, boom. So I don't think I don't think this year's going to be an option.
The 500, the I-500 is before the IRONDOG this year.
Yep. Yeah. Typically, it's technically it'd be the weekend before.
Oh,
the weekend before the start.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Plan on doing that.
Yeah. If you remember. Once again, we'll see. I know Dylan really wants to do it. I do want to do it, but I don't know what it's going to end up being with us shipping our sleds out.
Sure.
I might end up, having to either be part of that or have to be part of driving them up. So I'm kind of on the fence with it. I'd really like to race it, but we'll just have to see what happens when we get to that point, I guess.
Did you have a I-500 win at all in semi-pro?
Negative.
No, that was Dylan's best finish was that third in 2018. Was that?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it was either 2017 or 2018. I think.
I think it was third in the pro class. So that was pretty.
Yep. Third in pro stock. So yeah, it was awesome for him. Yeah, I think I had third place in semi-pro. I think that was the year we came out of Winnipeg.
Yeah, when you went to Winnipeg, Thief River, and then to Bemidji.
Yep. Yeah, I believe that year I had third in semi-pro. I think was probably my best finish there.
Was that the year? Was that the year I won the ditch banger the ditch banger class?
I think so. Yes, you sat at the table with us. So yeah, that was definitely that year.
Yep.
Way to segue that in there.
Yeah. Hey, I raced. I competed that year too, didn't make it to the finish.
Was that vintage?
Yeah, vintage. I started in Thief River and I took off towards Bemidji on the last leg.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I got right in front of Brody's driveway right over here, it started feeling, pretty nasty. Well,
yeah, feeling like it needed a bush light.
yeah. Though I was going to stop in Leonard and tighten the chain and have a couple drinks, but before I even made it to Leonard, I launched an approach and the skid frame fell down, the limiter strap broke, and the rails went right through the track, and I was over the bars. I was done. Yeah.
That's such a vintage sled story too. Like, it's not like something minor happened, like you blew a belt. It's like, no, like everything just fell apart.
The whole skid frame just ejected me from the sled.
It was
and on its way out, it ruined everything else.
Yeah, I was thinking I could lift the skid frame back up and then just like tuck the springs back on it, but no, the windows in the track were just, it was like 10 windows were taken out.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's all for fun.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, vintage racing's so much fun though.
Oh, it was a blast.
Once you get on this 440, you'll be like, man, we should switch the pro class to this.
Yeah. I mean, we raced like the XCRs and a couple old Skidoos a few times, and it's always a blast. And then I brought that 2 years ago now, I brought that Rev Chassis 500 out to Duluth. Now, that was a fun ride.
Yeah. I forgot about that you guys would always have those old XCRs out there every once in a while.
Yeah, bringing that up, is Dylan ever going to bring the old 95 back out on the ice, or?
Which one? I mean, I know the one that he raced that always ran good. It's like, it is so bad now. Like, you just look at it, it looks sad sitting in the shop.
Just
but
weak and old.
There's a few more, and then every year at Heydays, it seems like between him and my dad, they're like, oh, hey, look, there's a motor. How much do you want for it? Oh, $50. We need it. It's like, no, you guys got 17 of them at home, but yeah, hey, yep, you're right. We need more of them.
I think the last time I seen him on the old sled was it Cable, Wisconsin? I think.
Well, I competed against Dylan in Park Rapids in 2020.
Oh.
Yep, and then he brought he had an XCR when we raced that Duluth race in Core Power Sports.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yep, so we had one for that, and then I had the Rev Chassis Skidoo. So
yeah,
he actually ended up. I think he won the first heat. I blew a belt, and then I ended up winning the second heat for that. So that was kind of sweet. But I think I ended up getting third or something. I don't remember who got. I think Dylan might have got first or second, but I don't remember who was in between us.
Yeah, the classic class is just that's where the fun is had.
Oh, it's a blast. You got it, Brody.
I'm not doing it.
What?
Well, okay, what are you talking about?
The classic class at Pine Lake, or maybe the 440 race.
Well, okay, the 440 race I'll be down for.
Oh,
but I don't know about
Classic class. It's a hit.
Yeah.
You just heard it.
Yeah.
Funnest class.
Think of the battle you and Ben York could have out there.
True. Just fighting for last.
And think about the guy who's winning it, Colin Grover.
That son of a bitch. That weirdo.
SpaghettiOs and Monster is his diet, and you're competing against him.
And I'm running marathons.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, you should have a slight advantage on that one.
I know he's going to beat me, though. So
For sure.
I can't talk
Builds
that much
fast.
shit.
Yeah.
That's all he does. He builds fast shit. That's all he does.
You just need to find an old Yamaha 4-stroke and just do what your brother does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
makes it easy.
Make
then.
it look easy, yeah.
Yeah, it's got like a 93 Geo Metro engine in it.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, I am down to do the 440 race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you
Depending on
almost
the
have to.
rules or whatever, the 2 riders, 3 riders, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, do you guys know any updates on that? What Chad's figured out with his rules coming up?
No, I actually just talked to Chad, like, I think it was maybe last week, and he said he is open to suggestions. So I said, put something out on Facebook, get some feelers out there, see what the people want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be for 10 grand again. You're not going to have to give up your sled. That's for sure.
What's it going to be for 12 grand?
No, I have no idea what the actual purse is going to be, but no, not for 10. That's only for the local guys.
Oh, yep, that's how it works.
Yeah, they only hand the big checks out to the local guys.
Yeah.
So with you saying that it's not for 10 grand this year, that means you're not going to win. You already predicted that or what?
No, I fully plan on giving her hell again.
No, I'm telling you now, you should probably go buy some more P90X videos because we're coming.
I already got a championship lined up in my head.
Yeah, you and Brady Deerdahl are racing to the death in your race.
Oh, Brady better race. I'm going to be so butthurt if he doesn't.
No, I look forward to that, especially to have you guys up here at Pine Lake when you were saying you weren't going to be up here. So.
Yeah, no, and Pine Lake's awesome too. I love the area and love the people around there. Just that ice race has never really went well for us. We've had good, like Nadawash has been good. Detroit Lakes, we had a couple decent races there, but Pine Lake's just every time we go there, it's like something happens. Dylan, I think he's totaled about like 3 sleds there.
Jesus.
So it's like, and then you go home with that. It's like, well, it's a brand new sled, and now it's not.
Yep.
Now it's just yard sailed across a frozen lake.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yep. Now we get to rebuild that and drill holes in that. So that's great.
No, you've had good luck at Nadawash though. When Nadawash is like a normal ice race, you've done freaking good, really good there.
Yeah. If it's not plowed, I've had good times, and I guess I had that one year was plowed that we both did really good when we were duking it out when you were back on the nitro.
Yep. Yeah, that would have been 2017. Yep.
Another
Yeah, and
cheater
it's always.
sled.
Yeah.
No, Dustin's sled was a cheater sled that year. That Skidoo was fast.
What year did you say that was?
2017.
2017. Yeah, that was when I think I won the Improved Championship that year. Yeah, that sled was fast too because I kept that one for 18.
Yep.
And raced it again on the ice in 2018.
Oh, I remember that. Yep.
So how did you get away with cheating with that one?
Got nothing?
With what?
He asked, how'd you get away with cheating with the 2017?
Well, yeah, nobody checks Skidoos.
Yeah.
They look at them clutches, they're like, yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Fucking take those
I don't know
apart.
what the hell that is.
Yeah, look at the clutch. Oh, yeah, that's exhaust. Okay, yep, you guys are all right.
The tech guy. So to pull the secondary, you got to pull the top shaft too.
Yeah, you got to pull the jack shaft with the secondary, so good luck finding the tools to do that.
Yeah. If I were a tech guy, I'd be like, yeah, you're good.
Yeah,
You're all right.
yeah.
Here's your sticker.
You worked hard enough.
There's been plenty of tech guys that you go up and you're like, hey, yep, I'm here to do my pre-tech, and they're like, sounds good. Push it right on the back of the helmet. Yep, all right, you didn't check anything.
Yeah. That was Pine Lake this year. Pre-tech, I rode up on the old 98. He's like, man, this thing needs a track. I'm like, I know.
Here's your sticker.
giving you-
Have fun.
Yeah, ended up winning
He's
the
giving you
race.
tips.
Yeah. Yeah, you at least got a brake light. Here's your sticker.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
That's one thing at the Sioux is that they don't have brake lights. Some of them.
Just running lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to me.
for how weird they are on weird safety stuff, it's like you'd think the brake light would be number one for them.
Exactly. But them oval guys, they just run a light with a switch on.
Yep.
Well, it is kind of an advantage.
It is if you're following something.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
sure.
You don't know where their brake lines is.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you watch the guy ahead of you, you see his brake light, and you brake 1 second later.
Yeah.
And on the inside.
Yeah.
Unless you're in vintage, then it's like, well, that guy's brake light might not work at all.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just perma on.
Oh, we've had plenty of that. I had to strap a freaking LED light bar to the front of the LT Gray one time because the headlight quit working. That was my headlight.
Oh, yeah. I could see it, too.
Yeah, there's plenty of pictures of it. I got a big blown up one of the old LT Gray with the light bar on the front.
How much horsepower did that add?
You know, I blew a track that race. I didn't.
Too much power for it.
Too much power.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Couldn't handle it.
too many volts. Yeah.
Well, do you guys got anything else for Dustin?
No, it's been great talking to him. I've actually learned so much about the IRONDOG that I'm pumped to rewatch this whole episode.
Yeah.
Just to pick up
And
the
there's
stuff you didn't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a ton more. I mean, you guys are calling like one of the only, 10 guys in the last few years that have raced from the lower 48. Those guys up there know far more about it. They know a ton about it. They put all kinds of time into it, and they'd be way better to talk to than me about like what it is, what it takes, everything to do. But it definitely takes a little bit to come from down here.
Yeah, like I know we're missing out on a lot of stuff to talk about, like your IRONDOG stuff, like just even you had said that sleeping bag you had to buy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Because the $100 one is 6 pounds. So this one is 3 pounds. So it's like, oh, well, that one's way lighter. So there's $650.
But it's good to like 50 below or something, you said?
-20 is tech. So it's got to be at least -20.
Oh, I see. Sure.
So yeah, like with that, and then the light bars, you got to put on these things. It's like, by the time you get wiring harnesses, brackets, and the light bar, you're probably over $1,000 just in lighting.
Yeah. But like,
that
they say like around here, it's kind of nice to go for a trail ride at night, just a trail ride. But I can't imagine racing at night. But like you guys have so many lights on your sleds, like I'm sure it's not bad to race at night.
It's actually awesome. Like when we were in a blizzard, when we were up in Kotzebue, one of the locals there was like, hey, you guys want to make, you guys want to make sure you aren't riding in the dark if you're in a blizzard. And we're like, well, that makes our layover like 3 hours. And we're like, okay, yep, we'll do it. And he was right. Like that was one of the best tips we got, because we got out there in the morning and it was blizzard conditions and we could see right through the snow. But if it was daylight, that just wiped everything out with the sun being behind it. So
yeah.
So yeah, it works out almost better if you are in blizzard conditions. With how much lighting that we have, you can keep going pretty good. So
yeah, that's one thing I can't imagine racing at night. But then I see those huge LEDs that you guys put on there. It's like, well, maybe it wouldn't be that bad.
Almost.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. I mean, it's a little like nerve wracking. You're like, okay, this is kind of sketchy. Like if something happens here, this is really sketchy. But at the same time, it's so much fun and like so cool that you can see so much in front of you.
Yeah. I tried doing some night testing on Pine Lake the one time, like out on the lake at night, back in the back bay.
What are you, Batman?
You gotta get the time in.
I get
time in. And I only did that once because it was sketchy. I was like, no, this isn't worth it.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't have enough time at Pine Lake already. Like
you got to be
like 2,000 miles on a year.
Not midnight, but it was dark. Like it was headlight only. Were you racing there that year, 2 years ago, Dustin, when we finished the Pro Open race in the dark?
That was wild.
I don't think so. I might have been there, but I don't think so.
Yep. Yeah, that was coming out of the cattail. Where you come out of the cattails and you see the shoreline. And it was just a row of headlights.
It's almost dark every time, though.
But no, that time was actually dark.
Yeah, it got sketchy. There's people running with no headlights, and it's like
because it was mod sleds.
Yeah, you can't see the track.
Yeah. No headlights, and you're looking into headlights.
Yeah. And we started when it was light out, so I had tinted goggles on still. So,
that was a bad move.
Well, I need to run tinted goggles.
It's all about the look.
Yeah, you gotta look cool.
I got sensitive little eyes. So,
oh, come on.
Yeah. So
and he wants to look cool.
Yeah, it's not about the speed. It's
that's the only reason I'd wear tinted goggles.
You'll
look
never
like a badass.
You'll never see me not wearing sunglasses, and you'll never see me not wearing tinted goggles. I got sensitive eyes.
You look fast. You are fast.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Even in the dark with no headlights, you still wear tinted goggles.
Yeah. Very true.
The headlights, they're just too bright.
You probably had an advantage coming back at the shore, though. You kind of dim out all the car headlights looking back at you.
Yeah, I did get fourth that day. 2 seconds behind Ree.
Well, I'm turning my light bar on next time.
Well, anything else for Dustin? We kept him here for over an hour.
Yeah.
I mean,
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Didn't it fly by?
Yeah, it flies by. I remember you guys saying that in your last one, or in your first podcast, and I was watching it, and I told you it took me a couple times that I had to go back to it and watch through it, but every time I watched it, I was like, that was like 25 minutes. I felt like I wasn't even watching anything.
Yeah.
And now this one's the same way. Being a part of it's awesome too, but yeah, it's like an hour and 10 minutes. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah. What was the last time you talked on the phone for an hour and 10 minutes? It's been a while for me.
Probably the last time me and him called each other.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, otherwise if I get in like an Iron Dog talk with somebody like Jacob Dale, we talk for like an hour and a half, it seems, because, you know, we got our own stories. Or like when he was running, you know, he'd ask a question about something, or like, you know, what I think here or there, I'll ask him. We still bounce ideas off each other on stuff all the time and try and help each other out as much as we can. So we'll get in talks like that, and it just goes on forever.
Yeah. No, when you're talking about something you like anything, talking is just freaking easy.
Yeah, definitely.
You can crack a beer into the mic, Kyle.
Bush.
There it is.
No, that's when we get Glenn Arlo on this podcast. It's gonna have to be a 3-hour long one, because me and him are just gonna have like emotional erections the whole
Jesus
time.
Christ.
Just Polaris P85 clutches are the greatest and best thing in this world.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to be listening to that one to hear what the emotional erection is over a clutch on a snowmobile.
Yeah, I don't know what Dad's gonna think about it.
Yeah, don't say that to him.
Yeah.
I assume he's not gonna have the same feelings.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh, but he's the fastest man on the ice. I got to listen to every word he says.
Maybe I was thinking maybe next week. Maybe next week we get him in here.
Yep.
The lull in between now and Brody's marathon.
Yeah, that bridge is perfect.
Yep.
Is he working on sleds yet?
Yeah, we're not working on sleds just yet, but I just put my new 4-stroke in the work area.
Oh, okay. To start.
What's that? What was making noise?
Your GoPro.
No, the GoPro died.
Well, that sucks.
Oh no.
Okay, you guys can talk. I'll put a new battery in.
Okay.
All right.
Some technical difficulties.
That fucking.
You guys remember what you said?
Yeah, I was talking about a fucking emotional boner.
Yeah.
You ended on emotional boner.
Yeah, where the hell did that come from? That came from left field, like a son of a bitch. What the hell?
Hey, every time I talk to that guy, it's like, fuck. He gets me. He really gets me.
Oh my God.
That is a good way to end it, though.
I guess so. Yeah.
Just emotional boner.
Just emotional boners. But no, we could easily do like a 3-hour long podcast of just the Iron Dog and you telling all the stories from it. We'd do 3 episodes, 4 episodes easy.
Oh man,
Yeah.
How are we gonna tie this in with a dead GoPro battery?
No, we were talking about Glenny Balls here, so.
Barstool Sports reference.
Yeah. Yeah, well, his name's Glenn.
Yeah, yep. Holy shit, feel how hot that battery is.
I'm going to take this home and cuddle with it.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that is a hot battery. Well, we'll have to see what I'm going to try to do there to get these videos mashed together with a freaking dead battery.
Linked.
You're a wizard at that shit. So.
Yeah, I'll have to put like a technical difficulties picture in between the videos or something.
Yeah.
Hang in there with the cat hanging.
At least we had the audio going the whole time, though.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. Well,
There you go.
Well, okay, Dustin, we can let you get back to you and your little family. So,
Alrighty.
but we're definitely planning on giving you a call come Iron Dog, like during the race, like on the sled during the race in call.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'll
your
just,
layovers. Yeah. Mid wrenching on something. Yeah. Call in.
Just take an extra
I'm sure.
hour.
Yeah, even like the week before, you know, even if we don't get a chance to during the race, maybe right after, you know, we can get something figured out there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, when it's fresh in your mind, like right after the race, that'd be sweet too.
Yeah, which I'll probably leave out even more details then, because it'll just be so much going on that just happened, you know, and I'll just forget about half of it for a couple weeks until I actually start remembering things.
Yeah, perfect.
It'll be a nice little break. You can look forward to it. And at like 1,500 miles, you'll be like, yes, I get to do the podcast.
Yeah. Just think,
I cannot wait to talk about how much fun I'm having right now.
Oh man, that's going to be an awesome story on the podcast.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Well, no, thanks for doing this, Dustin. We really appreciate it. And who better to have on for the first guest than Dustin Dorn?
Yeah, the crazy
Well,
man
thanks for
himself.
having me, guys.
How long have we been best friends? Since 2015?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, probably. I'd call it that.
When we teamed up together, Team Skidoo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now,
No more.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody likes 4 strokes.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you got to get a 900 ace to compete up there.
Yeah, 900 ace turbo. They don't tech 4 strokes anyway. I'd be all right.
Yeah. I've had a turbo on my sled this whole time. Nobody's even questioned it.
It's a
Yeah.
Thundercat. Yeah.
I got a silencer for my turbo. You can't even hear it.
Yeah.
They make those?
Yeah.
Well, okay, Dustin. Well, we'll let you go, and hopefully you like how this podcast went. I think it went pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I think it went good. Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. Brody, good luck at the marathon.
No, thanks. Yeah, I'm excited.
And yeah, we'll probably see you guys at Pine Lake.
Awesome.
Okay. All right, sounds good, Dustin. Thanks again.
All right. Yep. Talk to you later.
Yep, see ya.
Bye.
Tell him don't hit the nicest 97 XCR that he sees.
Are you bringing the same one you guys raced this last year again?
We're debating. We might get a Fuji going.
Oh, a 96?
97 XC. So it's
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Non-power valve.
non-exhaust valve Fuji engine still, but it's still up in the air. We'd have a lot of work to do to it.
Yeah,
But I've got all the parts to throw one together.
sure.
We'll probably build one and then see how they compete. See if I can get mile an hour out of a
Yeah.
non-exhaust valve. But there's so many problems with the 97 that it's hard to really. Come race day, everything changes. You know?
No, that was a good interview.
I think so, yeah.
Like hour and 10 minutes, I think we went.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the time. I was like, hour is 16. So if you're still here at the end of Dustin's interview, thank you.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. There was a lot of people that told me they watched the whole thing.
That is wild.
And
Yeah, awesome. Thanks.
Yeah.
Totally. That's wild to watch or listen to a whole podcast. I
mean,
don't know.
every podcast I listen to the whole thing.
Oh yeah, but we're very minor. Did I just have a stroke?
Manure?
Very minor. But no, not a whole lot of people listen to a whole podcast. They listen to half of it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yep.
Unless you're running the marathon.
Yep. So yeah, that was the next thing I had on my list here. Marathon.
Big weekend coming up.
What do you mean?
The marathon.
Worldwide.
Yeah. 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not this
Yeah.
coming weekend.
2 weekends. That's coming up.
Me and Kyle are gonna bike.
Yep.
We're gonna follow you.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, you're really into the liquid IVs right now?
Yeah, they're good.
Do you want me to
Yes.
have a backpack
And
full
carry,
of
yeah.
water bottles, liquid IV'd?
Well, yeah, not full, but yeah, a couple.
Well, like, so I like the Uber water. Uber?
I
Yeah. UBR.
Yep.
Yeah.
the UBR water.
They are the best. That is the best water ever.
Okay, sure, I'll
Please
trust
sponsor me.
you. Shut up.
Zins, please sponsor me. I'm gonna have a pack of Zins and a
Uber.
yeah, and a non-IV cocked Uber, and then a cocked IV Uber.
So yeah, so that's what I was wondering if you wanted me to pack mule for you,
Yeah, sure.
like to have like just 3 or 4 or 5 of them in the backpack, and just whenever you need them.
Probably only need like 2.
You think
Yeah, I did.
you're gonna want to drink more than 32 ounces of water
Well,
for the marathon?
I don't want to get cramped up or drink too much where I feel like a bunch of water sloshing around in me. Just taking a couple sips every mile when I ran 18 miles the other day.
Yeah.
Just holding my water bottle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this water bottle. I had 3 miles to go and I was out of water. It's like, well, I could have planted a second water bottle. Like,
Are you
that would have
gonna
been
use
nice.
This water bottle during the race?
Well, not if I get the
those
special
those
Uber.
ones have the squeeze nozzle on
Will you sign
the
it?
squeeze
for me
nozzle
and
on the top.
Yeah, sure, I'll sign it.
Sign it for me.
Yeah.
and
He's
we'll
just
put
gonna
on the
chuck it
shelf.
at the kids along the side of the track.
Oh
Don't
yeah.
do that. You got to sign it for me, and then we'll put it on the shelf.
Okay, yeah, I could do that too.
Raced use water bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, that was something I thought of this week. Is if when me and Kyle are kind of following you, if you wanted us to kind of carry some waters, so you didn't have to grab their little cups.
Yeah.
And at least it would have your liquid IV in it too.
Yeah, totally.
Be a little more gooder.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
Text message.
Thank you.
Yep. That's Dustin.
No.
you said it like it was your girlfriend.
He said, just sitting here seconds after. There's so much more a guy could have talked about. Ha ha.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's
Like I told him we could have done 3 episodes.
Yeah, I seen a clean white tank on that frickin' thing. God damn.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I had to write at least a little bit of stuff down, because if I didn't write it down, it'd just be I wouldn't even know where to start. Like at least with my little bullet points, I had some ideas on what to talk about. Just like doing interviews for like when I interview you guys at the races, you hold the camera up to somebody and it's just like,
don't know how to talk.
Exactly.
So yeah, marathon prep. How many miles you do this last Friday?
18.
18.
Yeah. That was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the furthest I ran before that was 15. And so running, 9 more miles like 9 miles instead of just 7.5 and then turning around, those extra miles to turn around and run again. It's like, oh my God, this is just a different animal. And now I got to do 6 more.
Yeah. So
or 8 more. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. 8 more.
8 more.
Uh-huh.
And then like once you finish, so 8.2 more.
Yeah.
And then once you finish, they make you walk like another mile.
I know. Yeah. Which I do after I run anyways. I do a couple laps around my house.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And just calm down and breathe. And
are you gonna, do you want me to drive you there? Like,
yeah, sure.
I was thinking of that because I don't know if you'll be in any condition to drive yourself home.
Well, and we get a free beer at the brewery. So I'll be hammered off of 1 free beer.
That reminds me, I got, for the success of our first episode, I got you guys some gifts.
Oh, we're doing gifts? Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I wanted to give you guys these at the beginning of the show. These are straight from the Arctic VIP party.
No way.
only
Can
Arctic
koozies.
No. Well, yeah. Well,
what the hell
I
is
got
that?
one right now.
That's a slap band.
A slap band can koozie.
Oh, wow.
For Kyle and his Busch lattes. And Brody, you were drinking Modelo's last weekend.
Yeah.
So here's a
oh, hey, cool.
Arctic Cat bottle cap opener.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I love
No,
this.
probably.
And a communal
Flask.
a communal Arctic Cat flask.
Artie Cat.
Yeah.
A
My
communal.
God.
So me and Kyle would be
So
drinking
you
out
and
of this.
Kyle can sip whatever kind of.
Hooch. We got to make some hooch.
Make hooch. We could just buy bourbon.
No, dude, you got a perfectly good toilet in there. We can make some toilet hooch.
I'd like bourbon. I know what I'm buying. It's not going to kill us during the podcast.
So Brody, if you want a bottle opener, Kyle too, or vice versa, I do have another set.
Oh, this is an Arctic Cat bottle opener.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So it's for the shop.
Yeah,
for the
for the
shop.
show.
Hang it.
Yeah,
That is wicked cool.
that'll
Thank
work
you,
way
Gunnar.
better than
What you?
pen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is that what you're using
my
last
pen.
time?
Yeah, I have a tactical pen. It's got a bottle opener on it. I'm prepared for everything. I'm serious. It's a pen. It's got a glass breaker.
It's tactical.
It's a tactical pen. Yeah. It's got a flashlight on it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can never be.
You can't be too prepared. No.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a gun on me right now.
Oh my God, I love this. This is so sweet.
I've never actually seen one of those before.
Me
Do you?
either.
I think I hang on one second. I think I got another one.
Yeah.
This is wicked cool.
But yeah, thanks for the bottle opener and the communal flask.
You know, I'm not the biggest Arctic Cat guy anymore, but man, now they started making these things.
And a flask.
Flask.
I've been wanting a flask. Every
That's
time I go into the
wicked
liquor
sweet.
store, I look at them. It's like, God, just one day, I'll buy one.
We're not putting Fireball on that.
Oh, fuck, no.
And we're back. Here you go, Brody.
Oh, cool. Yeah, thanks. Put it around my water bottle.
Well, since both of you guys are drinking the Busch lattes tonight, can't let them get warm.
Oh, duh.
So, anything else about the marathon? Or
I'm just nervous and excited, and I'm Yeah, I'm pumped for what I'm going to feel like.
I'm nervous for you. Like, I'm nervous for myself.
Just to pedal along behind me.
No, not in that sake, but like, I want you to do good.
Well,
I want you to win it.
I'm racing against myself. I'm not going to win it.
Yeah.
If I win it, then it's...
So you haven't even done it yet. Is there any thoughts of like doing another one?
Yeah.
Like you're already thinking about like,
Totally. 100%.
what if it just, I mean, yeah.
I have no idea, but yeah, I'm already thinking of
and
just...
When you qualify, so if you win this one, you qualify.
If you're under 3 hours, you qualify for the Boston
Yeah,
Marathon.
I'm paying for you to go to the Boston Marathon. I'm sponsoring you.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
No, I will.
What do you think your pace, what time would you be happy with?
Under 3.5 hours.
Damn.
Yeah. And so that'll be 8-minute miles
The whole time.
the whole time. Yeah.
8 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
You know, I've never ran an 8-minute in my life.
I just ran a 6:33 today, so I don't know.
How many miles did you do today?
Just 2 because we were doing the podcast and
And I
everything,
was
and I
late.
had to shower and
That was late.
stretch.
Yeah. I have to shower when I get home.
Yeah, what does your stretching involve?
I stretched for like an hour. Yeah.
You stretch, Kyle?
Yeah, I stretch. Yeah, big time. Like even before races and stuff like that. I'm a big stretcher.
But no, it's mostly just, legs and
Big stretcher.
big stretcher guy.
I'm really bendy at the knees and the hips, but my arms, not so much.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch you.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And we're going to vlog it too. So,
Yeah, are we going to do a short little training video you were talking about?
yep. Well, yeah, that'll be like the beginning of the race day vlog.
Oh, okay.
Like it'll be just
Add it in.
Yep.
Okay.
at the beginning of how training's gone.
But no, it's going good. I feel like I'm prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I could get more sleep though. That might help me. I just hate going to bed.
Yeah, I would say for at least for like the week of the race.
At least the 2 weeks, like starting now, I want to get better sleep.
Yeah.
Just a couple more hours here and there,
for sure.
and drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
Just keep drinking water. I need more liquid IVs too.
Yeah.
Copy that. You don't want to cramp during the race.
No, hell no.
No.
We're going to cross our fingers.
Yeah.
Kyle will have to massage you out right there on the side of Lake Bemidji.
I'll bring lotion.
The 15-mile mark, my legs just stop working.
Up to.
But no, I did 18, and I felt like I could do more, and so I might just stop at 18,
Yeah.
so I don't like peak
Yeah.
a week before the race or something. So
No, that sounds good.
yeah,
But no,
Oh.
I feel like episode 2 was a success.
I think so.
It was a big hit because, like, when Dustin was talking, it was all coming in. Like,
I know I lost track of what we talked about.
I just know like you're no one's shitting in the woods. That's all I cared about. Like that was the first question that popped into my head.
Really?
Oh yeah. Was like, are you pissing your pants on the sled? Like, or like,
Oh, God.
you carry a shit bag? Like, I don't know. But no, you just like shit people's houses and garages. It's like, wow, that's
Like-
almost more weird.
Yeah, like the amount of stories that he's told, like where you just the villages you come into,
Like the community is
and the people
around.
just open up their houses
Yeah.
for these racers.
Yeah.
Like
That's wild. That's so cool. I
Like-
think that is so cool.
like Dustin said, we could easily talk to him for 2 hours.
Yeah.
That was even half the stories that he told at Heydays. But no, I think episode 2 is good. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a good interview.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I liked listening to him talk. It was
Well,
awesome.
Like you said for your episode 1, you felt like you didn't talk very much until like the 1 hour mark.
Well, I didn't talk very much. That doesn't really matter. Just how I talked sucked.
Oh, I thought you said something about you didn't talk very much neither. So I was,
Well, because I really don't. I'm not the most knowledgeable person about snowmobiles or racing or anything like that. So I'm more the tech guy, and the random shit I throw in.
yeah.
But no, I just felt like I had to talk a little faster.
you wear the watch.
Yeah, I'm the tech guy. I
Yeah.
have to wear the watch.
No, I think it was good.
Yeah, I had fun.
It was a blast. I'm looking forward to episode 3 now. We got to get it in the books.
I know. So that was another thing I was going to ask. So this was 2 weeks apart. It
felt like a long time.
I think we got to do it more.
Yeah. So like I was thinking,
If that works with you and having a kid.
Yeah. Well, I'm here. So.
True. Yeah.
yeah, yep. And I'll be on time next time.
Son of a bitch.
If you plan to do something, plan not to do it.
It's not as big as fuck up as I had.
Missed the whole day.
Yeah.
The whole day.
Me and Brody were sitting here yesterday already, and I texted Kyle, "Where are you at?" Oh,
Just send a picture of your crying baby. It's like, oh, okay.
Yep. My bad. That was the biggest fuck up.
No big deal.
yeah. So yeah, I was gonna see what you guys thought, or see what the listeners thought about a Glenn Arlo interview in studio.
Emotional boner already.
My dad's gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. Yeah. That's going to be, yeah. Oh, well, who gives a shit?
Yeah. Don't bring it up to him.
He'll listen to it.
He'll listen to it. Him and my mom sat down and listened to episode 1.
Oh,
They watched it.
Thanks for the views.
Yep.
But no, yeah, he'll be like, what the hell is Kyle talking about?
Fucking.
I don't even know the guy.
Yeah. Big block liberties. I mean, that's where they make their power.
But no, episode 2.
Wrap it up.
I would say so.
I think we're good.
Thanks again to everybody that watched episode 1. If you made it this far watching episode 2, thanks again. I really I should have said it earlier in the podcast that I really do appreciate everybody that said like they watched it.
It's wild.
Or said that they liked it.
Yeah.
Honestly, the people that text me, thank you. Like,
Yeah.
Having one person text any one of us
Yeah.
would be nuts. But having multiple people for both and even in person with me, when's the next episode? I'm like, holy shit, this is weird.
Any acknowledgement of it at all was greatly
Yeah.
appreciated.
Very awesome. Very awesome.
So yeah, we're going to keep pumping them out.
Yeah, because it's a blast. I love it. I love it. I love it. I just love wearing the headphones. Like,
this is my little getaway.
Yeah.
yeah, your little getaway.
We're committed. Like it is about 80 degrees in Brody's garage right now with about 100% humidity.
Yeah.
Sweating.
Like if Brody took his hat off right now, his head is shining.
Yeah, it would probably.
You look like Bruce Willis.
But
Johnny Sins.
no,
Hey,
episode 2.
Halloween costume idea. Have to wear 3 costumes at once. Astronaut, doctor, and plumber all at the same time.
Episode 2
It's in the books.
Yeah,
in the
I'd
books.
say so.
Another successful episode.
Thank you for watching.
Yep.
Thanks everyone. Thanks for the gifts.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. I got to pee.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Good.
Send us off with some applause.
Okay, all right.
I don't have. Oh god.
The applause.
Oh god. I gotta get to the applause page.
Give us the applause.
I don't know it. I don't know it.
This is the yellow one.
Yeah. Now I feel accomplished.
Okay. And cue the outro.
No, I gotta go back now.
No,
What outro?
no, the outro that I put in.
Ding, 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 ding.
Our intro outro song.
Yeah, I gotta go.
You
back.
don't have that.
What are you talking
No,
about?
you have it. You played
No,
it this
he's
morning.
just got Free Me.
Okay, yeah.
That's not that. That's just the song you downloaded.
Yeah.
The
I don't have your song. I don't know.
Giving
I
the
wasn't-
dog a bone.
I wasn't saying to cue it. I was gonna cue it when you
Oh,
pressed stop. So
push stop.
yeah.